Hi all, welcome back to Happy Healing Vibrations. Happy December the 1st. I hope everybody is well today. And I am doing a reading for all the air signs. It is going to be a bigger read for the monthly. So I did my shuffling before I started the video because there is a lot of cards involved in this spread, and I didn't want to take up the time to shuffle the cards and lay the cards out. I wanted to just read for everybody, okay? Let's first open up with a blessing and a little prayer, okay? Air and fire, ignite this gift from earth. Fill this space with sacred smoke. Grab hold of all negativity. Take away all negativity. Leave none behind. Leave this place with positive energy, empowering those who enter it with light and love and the Holy Spirit. Into this smoke I release all negativity. I liberate my mind from all uncertainties and cleanse my heart from any animosity. I fill my spirit with love and happiness. I cleanse myself fully that I may move through this world with grace, love, and the truth. Amen. Thank you, God, for giving us a beautiful life and great lessons, support from our loved ones, and passion. Okay. So again, this is for air signs. So this is the first week, second week, third week, fourth week. And this is the overall energy. This was the bottom of the deck. And then we have some oracle cards, okay? So the first week of December, I haven't looked at them yet. Six of Cups, Desperate, and March. So in the Six of Cups, I'm seeing like a youthful, childlike love. So I am seeing romance, somebody smitten, like a smitten youthful love. Desperate. I see someone kind of like pushing a big boulder, and it's like pushing it, and it's going to go over the edge soon. And March. Okay. What was the bottom of the deck? Major challenge to overcome, fighting battles. It's the climb. Wish will not be granted. Unpleasant news. Wish not granted. Knight of Cups. That's like a nurturing male figure or emotional. Depends if they're operating out of high frequency or not. So it's either emotional or emotional intelligent. It's loving or manipulative. Let's keep going. Hierophant. I'm hearing that song, Take Me to Church. Okay. Heavy burden. Ten of Cups. Family life. There's something going on in the first week of December within your family life, partnerships. Desperate. I feel like maybe you're desperate to have like bonding, like playful friendship, playful energy, bonding you know, in your relationship, household, family, could be household. I'm getting real. Could also be institution wise, like school, church. Um, there is heavy baggage, heavy burden. There is a heavy burden. I'm seeing maybe in a marriage. Yes, I feel like in the family or marriage, there seems to be a heavy burden. Like there's someone lifting, doing the heavy work. They could be someone who's very sensitive, someone who is very emotional, someone who is very caring, very loving. Yeah, so, okay. So there's a relation, a marriage or a family, but I want to say a marriage. There's someone doing the heavy lifting. It's a someone, either it's a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, Capricorn, or someone who embodies those characteristics: loving, supportive, sensitive, emotionally intelligent, supportive. Um, then for these tea leaves, which I asked for I asked for clarity on the stack of pile, like the little pile here, and I got broken wishbone, wish will not be granted, unpleasant news, wish will not, okay, major challenge to overcome, fighting battles, it's a climb. Okay, so whatever's happening in your marriage, family, if you're not married, it could be marriage, within your household, your family, or within your, let's just say family or marriage, because that's what I'm getting. I'm not getting friends. I'm not getting, although I did say institution, I'm not getting that. Okay, so it's family, it's within your family. In particular, adults. So, like, yeah, it's got a family there, father, mother, child. I'm talking about whoever's paying the bills in the family. This is who this is talking about. I think you need to have faith and trust in your partner. You know, you do have some major challenges to overcome. You know, the Miley Cyrus song, "It's the Climb." I forget how it goes, but anyways, it's the climb song. You know, there's always going to be an uphill battle. You know, but you will make it to the top if you keep going. You know, I do think that you are going to have some unpleasant news, or something that is, you're going to hear something that you're not going to be happy about. You know, you were hoping that there was going to be another outcome to it. You know, but you can trust your family. You can trust your spouse. You know, it's the climb. You know, life isn't always about, you know, a straight road, perfect. You never have to go uphill. You never have to take any risks or make any changes or have anything new in your life, you know. you don't want a Groundhog Day, right? So maybe this happened in March, or like the bad news, or maybe the unpleasant news already happened, and it happened in March. Um, like, again, whatever you thought the outcome was going to be, it was not what you wanted it to be, and you were feeling desperate, like you've been carrying a ball and like pushing it forward, keep trying to go on with whatever you were dealing with, and it got to the point where you just had to release it. And I feel like you've already released it, I feel like it happened in March. And, I feel like you feel young again, youthful again. I feel like you're feeling smitten over your spouse because maybe, or your family member, like they've allowed you to release the ball. Yeah. And so I do feel that the first week of December, there's going to be a lot of flirtiness. Maybe someone's going to bring flowers. I am getting flowers. Somebody's getting flowers. You're just going to, like, a little spark, like a youthful spark, kind of like in the beginning when you guys were first dating or first married. Maybe I do see like you're gonna be dressing up. Maybe you're gonna be going out. I feel like someone's desperate for someone's love. And like in a good way. Okay? The first week to me is gonna be like youthful love. Like going back to having feelings like you had in the beginning of the relationship, and it's because someone's had to step up in a way that maybe nobody's stepped up for you like that before. Okay, in the second week, so in the second week, there's a tower, and this deck is like clouds and like a tower going through with a spark and electricity, lightning bolts. Okay, tower moment. Friends, 7 of Wands, and the quill. Okay, so for the second week of December, for air signs, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, I do feel like someone is... Okay, so this is like fog, brain fog, I want to say, like haziness, something that's not clear, there's like a spark, a rush of energy. I feel like you're going to meet new people, or you're going to spend time with friends, old friends, maybe, or meet new acquaintances. And those friends are going to help build a bridge back to yourself. Rebuild rebuild the foundation, your foundations. Getting back to yourself, getting back to the basics. There was almost like an inner battle. I want to say self-doubt. Um, should I have? Shouldn't I? That kind of replaying things over and over again in your mind. I feel like the second week, maybe you're going to be. Friends are going to be wanting to reach out, reignite friendships, and you are kind of like back and forth in your head. In the overall energy, you do have the Hanged Man up here. So maybe you've been a little hermit, Maybe you've been a little hermit. What else is for the overall energy? Queen of Pentacles, two-faced friend, copycat. Maybe you're rebuilding foundations with friends who you've been at odds with. Rebuilding the foundation, getting back to the basics. Maybe you had a tower moment with them and now you are rebuilding friendships. Could be from years prior. Could be from when you were a kid. And, maybe you guys were maybe the friend is a Queen of Pentacles, which is Virgo. What is Virgo? Taurus. Virgo, Taurus. I can't remember. So it's either Virgo or Taurus, okay? That friend was the Two-Face, At the time, people change, right? So maybe that friend was Two-Face when you were younger. That's why, or gossiped about you, and that's why you guys kind of fell out. I do see in the second week of December, you're going to have a rebirth of friendships, people that you fell out with, that you're going to end up seeing. I want to pull one card because I want to know. I want to ask, how will this situation come out? Is this a good call or not? What is the outcome of meeting this friend who had the cat energy card there? Reflection. And bottom of the deck, surrender. Okay, so what that's giving me is, I think that people can change. I think that people, see the butterfly there? Transformation. This person has done a lot of reflecting, and I guess you have too, and you've done a lot of transformation at work as well, and did a lot of deep inner work. I feel like you've both healed, and you can trust this person at least enough to, be open to going out and going on a little play date. Okay? with your childhood friend, your friend who you haven't maybe seen in years. Okay, I say give it a chance. Especially if it just happened, I'd say make your own. You know, that's I'm getting the energy of this is a long time. This happened long ago. You guys have been out of you guys haven't been very close for a long time. You guys haven't talked for a long time. You're not really friends anymore. You guys maybe have reflected, done some transformation work, and I do feel in the second week of December, you're going to be meeting up with some friends and having a reunion and kind of like fixing old mistakes or getting past, getting through, having closure and you know, making a new friend again. Okay? Good energy. Third week of December. Ace of Cups. Move on. You're on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. Triumph. Personal growth. Strength, courage, and protection. Okay, so I feel like you'll have a new offer, new emotional offer, new relationship, new friendship. It's something emotional. You know, someone's offering a cup to you. You know, you're moving forward. You know, this wave is coming, but I see her moving forward. She is moving forward. She's riding that wave. You know, you're on the right path regarding the aspect of your life. You're going to have a personal triumph, strength, courage. So you see, like, in the third week of December, you know, you're moving on from troubled water, moving forward from troubled water. You know, you're being offered a cup. You're on the right path. You know, you're sailing. You're smooth sailing. All right, you're smooth sailing for the third week of December. You know, you're on the right path. You know, I feel like in the third week of December, you're going to have an offer, an emotional offer. If you're single, I think someone's going to offer you a cup. I think someone's going to maybe propose. Huh. I don't know why I got that. That's for someone. You know, not everybody. It's very out there, but anyways, or maybe you're moving on. You're protected. You're moving forward. You know, I want to pull a clarifying card for this, okay? That came out really fast. Okay. You know, so offering a cup, moving forward, you know, smooth sailing, getting out of that tidal wave, protected, protection, a triumph, sanctuary. So I feel like in the third week of December, you're feeling very protected. You've really moved forward. You're like moved forward from whatever was going on, you know, in the recent past. You know, that wish not granted, the unpleasant news, and the challenge. You know, you're really moving forward. You've really smooth. You're starting to smooth sail. So I think by the third week of December, you're starting to really move forward, and you know, you will be offered a cup. You know, you're on the right path. you're protected. So I do feel like if someone offers you a cup, whether it's friendship, a relationship, a job, I do feel like you should take it, okay? In the third week of December. In the final week of December, Hermit, anger management, shadow self, May. I feel like in the fourth week of December, I think you're going to be really working on yourself. The fourth week of December, it is going to be near New Year's Eve, New Year's. So I do think that you're going to be taking a look at, the way maybe I'm getting the way you take in social media, what you watch on social media. I think you're really watching how content makes you feel. You've been working on your shadow self, I want to say since May. And, or maybe you've started a YouTube channel, really started going on some sort of social media, maybe TikTok. I'm seeing like a lot of people on, like, I feel like I'm seeing in my mind's eye, when you see those videos and it's like the behind the scenes of influencers and whatnot, and it's everybody talking, it looks so chaotic, it's like TikTok versus reality, Instagram versus reality, I think that you're really wanting to, go within, continue working on yourself. You've been doing shadow work since May, working on things, being open to what maybe isn't pleasant about you, the world, and other people, and like seeing, maybe looking at the way the world is and like reflecting that off of yourself, because we can't change the world, but we can, if you see in the world that like everybody's angry, for example, you can try to prevent yourself from being angry and putting that out into the world, by maybe slowing down your algorithm, like the algorithm for those type of videos. Go on your phone and look up all these happy, great videos to try to change your algorithm so you have more positive experiences online, and maybe eat healthier, or listen more. But I feel like on the last week of December, you're really like taking the initiative to reflect on yourself. Maybe you're making resolutions. I feel like you want to set a resolution, for May, maybe you have a goal by May. This is for air signs. So if you're like an early Gemini, yeah, then like a May Gemini, this could be talking about you, and maybe that's why you're setting the goal for May, because maybe you want to achieve this by your birthday. But I do feel like you're really like putting thought into like what you surround yourself with. And you're really on the fourth week of December, near New Year's Eve, you are really going to be making changes or thinking about setting goals, setting new intentions, um, vision boards, all that good stuff. So that's what you'll be doing the final week of December. You know, I also have these messages here. You're strong. You're a leader. You run in the front. You make the first decision. You're the first one out. You're the first one there. You lead the pack. I am getting this month is going to be about re-energizing, bringing that flame back, being strong to bring this sunshine back out into your life. You got double sun, double vitality. You are strong, and that light will come back. It's a healing energy. You are healing yourself. You are healing your shadow self. You are staying away from the negativity. Happiness is going to come for you. I do feel like this month you are going to feel quite happy. You're going to be celebrating, joyful moments. It is going to be, Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, all the dinners in between, and New Year's Eve. So, there is going to be a lot of joyful moments and feeling good and energized, and, you're going to feel very relieved this winter, this month, this winter too. It's time to slow down. It's time to, have balance and be grateful. Be grateful. You are totally blessed. Okay. This month is going to be all about celebrating, feeling taken care of, having like that romantic spark, feeling youthful, smitten with your partner, connecting with friends and old friends and rebuilding bridges that might have felt like they have fallen down. It's all about vitality. You're going to be feeling really good. I feel like I see someone like really working on their teeth. I don't know, maybe whitening their teeth, really putting time and effort into themselves. If you're a man, maybe grooming your mustache, grooming your face, grooming other parts. You're really putting yourself first and feeling good about yourself, okay? And dressing up and hanging out with old friends and and staying away from negativity and crappy social media, and take it. But you are still taking that time to set your goals and to re-energize your light this month. You have like a newfound boundary for yourself. Like when you feel like your energy is at a point where you need a recharge, it and you take it, and you don't run yourself thin. Okay? Sorry if I can't talk, but that's what I'm getting. You are having new beginnings. So again, it could be with that friend. It could be in your relationship. The relationship that you're in, maybe a new beginning in that relationship. Or maybe the friend or the person that you're dating is going to be that long lost friend. I do feel like things are moving forward for you. Things are moving forward for you. You know, have confidence. You can achieve your goals, okay? Maybe this also could be like strength, working on your strength. Maybe you are wanting to improve your health, and for your mental health, for your microbiome health, for your looks, you know. Um, I do see new beginnings in that, and you're planting a seed. You are going to, if that's what your journey is looking like, if that's what the goals are, I do see that you are going to be moving forward with this new outlook on your life. You know, you are moving forward. You are going back to the good times. So, for the month of December, you have a lot of choices. You have a lot of choices because, again, I am seeing like there was some endings, there are some new beginnings, there's many paths you can take, there's lots of choices. You know, you're free. You're free to make whatever choices that you want to make, okay? You're not stuck at this one point. Your intentions, they need to when you have intention, when you have good intentions, there will be many choices for you. You don't need to stress, you know. When you have good intentions and you give people empathy, strength, emotional strength, I'm very slipped up on this. I'm gonna come back to that, okay? Faith, radiance, success, and passion. You gotta take the leap of faith. You know, you're free. You're free to make whatever choice that you want to make. I feel like she's staring so intensively on this one idea. So I'm getting the bird in this card and the birds in this card. So you do need to have faith and just take that leap, take the jump. You know, dive in deep to this ocean. I feel like it's almost like a refreshing, like you dive in and you don't you're going in and it's so nice and cool, but it's not cold. It's like after a hot day, you're just so hot and you dive in a cool pool. Not cold, cool. And you just feel so good and free and you just feel so lighter. I'm getting like when I was in Punta Cana for the very first time that I ever went to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. And I got into the ocean and the sun was so warm and just beautiful, just beaming on me. And the sand at the bottom was so soft and so flat. There was no rocks. There wasn't even grooves in it. It was just flat. And the water was the most perfect temperature. I'm getting, I'm getting that feeling, that radiance. I'm getting like a phoenix, rising. And just that total comfortness. You took a leap of faith, whatever it was. You had all these choices. You took a leap of faith. With your freedom, you are going to rise again. Whatever your passion is. Maybe you're taking a leap of faith. Maybe you've left a job. You are working on a new passion, whatever it is, this new passion. Um, or again, it is going to be successful. This new passion could be in the marriage, the renewal of the marriage. It's going to be successful. Or, this new friendship. It could turn into a relationship. Passionate one, a successful relationship. Okay, so these are different outcomes, because remember, these are for different signs. So I am getting for one of my air signs, or whoever it resonates with, this friendship, the smitten friendship. I am getting that it's gonna be successful, and there is gonna be passion. Okay? Have faith. Maybe you have choice, and maybe you have your eyes set on one person and you have all these different choices, and, just have faith. You are going to rise in this situation. There is going to be success and passion. If that is within the relationship, within a friendship that's going to be romantic, or maybe a past person that used to be a friend. Or it could also be your passion. So, whatever your intention is what you're going to get out of it. Okay? If you're putting good intention into this meetup, this relationship, this marriage, you're going to have a very successful and passionate union. Okay? So, just to recap, okay, because this was a lot, and I know it was a lot. The past friend that you had the tower moment with, for gossiping, maybe you're feeling unsure about it. You're having like the hanged man moment. You're undecisive if you should see this or meet up with this past friend. Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, male or female, Virgo, Taurus. Again, I still can't remember the other. I think it's Cancer. Could also just have that energy. Okay? Someone with maybe money. Someone who is maybe older. Has their stuff together. This person could also love home decor. They have a beautiful home. Yeah, they like to shop. there is going to be a new spark. There is going to be a spark there. In the second week, you are going to be building that friend, that bridge, and you're going to be getting out of your mind, rebuilding foundation with this person. And again, you're going to be smitten. You're going to be happy. You're going to feel well taken care of this month. You know, your spouse is really stepping up for you, and you're feeling very protected. You, again, new offer coming in. You're very strong. You know, you're going to be feeling lots of blessings, celebrating lots of joy, and setting new goals. Okay, again, you're going to be taking some time for yourself and really doing some shadow work, staying away from negative social media, and you know, whatever choice you have, whatever choice, there's so many choices you have, feel free to have faith in whatever you choose and just jump right in, because you know, you're going to come out radiant no matter what. You have a lot of passion, and because you have passion, you're going to have a lot of success. Okay? And I think that's it for everybody. I think that's it for the month of December. I wanted to say that I hope that you have a wonderful holiday, and that, you know, you get to spend it with your loved ones, and cherish the people that you do have in your life, and be good to each other, okay? I hope that you have a wonderful holiday, and please subscribe, like, and share my channel if you can. I would really appreciate that, and I hope that I do see you next month. I am going to start doing the readings, monthly readings for all signs, doing air signs, fire signs, water signs, and earth signs. Okay, so it will be 4 videos, about an hour long, for all air signs, all fire signs, all earth and water. Okay, and that will be on top of my random reads that I do, 1 card pulls and energy forecasts, the weekend vibes. I also am going to start doing on my TikTok, which is Happy Healing Vibrations. That's my handle. I hope that you do follow me on there. I am going to start doing lives on that channel. I am going to start doing lives there for my candle making. I'm going to teach you guys how to make luck candles, as well as different types of healing candles. Okay, so that is going to start in January. So please, if you haven't started following my TikTok, please follow my TikTok at Happy Healing Vibrations. Also, you can follow me on Facebook at Happy Healing Vibrations. That is my page. Okay, please follow me on Facebook. On Facebook, I like to put out newsletters, which crystals you wear for the month, and how the energy in the sky and the planets will affect each sign. I also have specials on there, so if you're following me on my Facebook page, please make sure you are, because if you are following me on my Facebook page and you message me for a reading through Facebook, I will give you a 15% discount, okay? So make sure that you're following me on Facebook. And not last but not least, I do also have a email. You can email me and let me know if you do want any readings. I also do mediumship, so if you're trying to connect with a passed on loved one, whether it be an animal or a person, I can connect. And I hope that you are well, and please reach out if you need anything, okay? Take care, God bless, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week and a great month. Take care.